What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. So this is not a full review or a full comparison sort of video, but in this channel we do a bit of microscopic tests. So that's the uniqueness of this channel. We try to see how the texture of the whey protein that we buy vary, and some of them have a bunch of additives and that show up. So what I thought is that I brought some really popular brands up here. Gym Nutrition Whey HQ Isolate, Sensation 93, Real Whey Isolate, and MUSCLEBLAZE Whey Gold, which I reviewed very recently. So what I'm going to do, I'll make a separate video on concentrate and blend, like putting all this thing together. This is only for isolates, so we've got 4 isolates in here. I'm going to put them, arrange those powders in here with small portions, and then we'll put them through microscope tests so that you can check like the textures, how they are varying on different products. So just to start off with, to give you an idea like what we were expecting, you can go back, check those videos, and you can see, except for MUSCLEBLAZE, which I haven't done a full-fledged review so far, you can see how the textures are. So this one has a wee bit extra crystals, which are probably sucralose, and this one has a bunch of big chunks, which are the coffee chunks, I guess, because of the particular flavor that it has. But the whey texture is similar to this, and this one pretty much has nothing. It's just, it has pure whey texture, which is very common. You put any raw whey protein under the microscope, you're going to see that texture. I don't know how this one's going to look, but I've seen their previous products like Beginner's Whey. They add a lot of additives like silicon dioxide and stuff like that, so that show up, you know, like it's a bit of weird texture that shows up. Let's see what you get in here. So you can get an idea what you're eating, right? Let's get into it. Alright, so I've put the samples in here, if you can see, and we're having MUSCLEBLAZE Gold, ISO Gold is this one, and then we have Sensation 93 from Ultimate Nutrition, and Gym Whey HQ Isolate, and we're looking at Real Whey. So this one is essentially raw with enzymes added, I think that's what it is. This MUSCLEBLAZE has a lot of things added, so they have silicon dioxide, xanthan gum and stuff like that. Even Sensation 93 has many additives, and GM Whey HQ Isolate has minimum additives like only xanthan gum and sucralose. So let's just see how the textures are, and just for a frame of reference, what we'll do is we'll start with the raw part so that you know this is how it generally looks. We could even start with the Sensation 93. It has a really clean texture, but let's just start with this. And we are recording. So what we see is, I'll try to zoom in and out when I can. We're looking at the general texture that we see most of the time, and when we do this sort of test, let me zoom in a bit, and then what do you got? It's a bit hazy, but basically this is how it looks. Right, so this is how actually whey protein should look like. Even as it is, I did once and that would look like this. There's not much to it, some glistening here and there, that's what it is. Alright, moving on to GM Whey HQ Isolate. This is also a standard look and feel for whey protein with cocoa. However, there are these big crystals that you see right now. We're recording. You see those on the screen? Those are the things that you saw in the actual review also. I think those, I'm not sure actually, those could be sucralose. There are small crystals, there are big crystals, but we have those, that's the point. And like this one that you see on the screen, let me see if I can get in there. Yeah, so if you see this big chunk, that would be coagulated cocoa powder sort of thing, but the white thing next to it, that's probably sucralose. Probably, I'm not sure, but that's how the textures start changing when you have things added to protein, like whatever, color or additives, stuff like that. Alright, moving on to Sensation 93, and you're going to see those big coffee chunks. Let me see if we can like disperse a bit because it's not able to focus. Yeah, so if you see, the texture of the whey protein is pretty good, but then there would be these big chunks of coffee here and there because of the flavoring. Do you see those on the screen? Like those are the things. You'll see a huge amount of those
even bigger ones when it comes to acid sensation 93, like you see now. Those are the chunks. Other than that, the whey protein texture is pretty good. Alright, MUSCLEBLAZE, and I'm going to spread it out a bit because it's not focusing actually. And we got some focus now. Here comes the signature thing for my MUSCLEBLAZE. Do you see that green thing in the middle? Let me see if I can focus on it. But basically that's what I'm trying to show. See, there is a green hint, and somehow I'm having a focus problem. Maybe because of the distance. So you're looking at those crystals that you see on the screen, the big ones, and there are some green things which are some sort of a binder that I find most of the time in MUSCLEBLAZE products. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, do you see those now in the screen? A bit greenish, a bit yellowish green sort of thing. That is, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, so what do you see on the screen? That's what I'm talking about. These are there in MUSCLEBLAZE. I mean, these additives they add, this could be anything, and then those crystals that you see also. That's how this product is. And it's not necessarily all the time bad that they add this, but it's unnecessary a lot of times. So now you see those green things? Those are the things I'm talking about. Right, so that otherwise it's a proper whey protein structure that you see. So I think there was kind of a comparison side by side when you're looking at Gym Whey HQ Isolate and then Raw, Real Whey, Acid Sensation 93 and MUSCLEBLAZE. So these are a different level of additives added. Some have big chunks of coffee that you can see in here. Some have I think sucralose particles, and some have these sort of binders and all. But the Real Whey, it's not just I'm talking about Real Whey, like anything that's raw, isolate, but raw, adds only the enzymes and stuff. You see how clean it is. That's why it's always a good idea if we can, ignoring the flavor and the additive stuff, to stick to raw versions. That kind of helps the body. So that was pretty much about this video. It was just a comparison, the microscopic test for all these products. I'll make one on the concentrate and the blend products also. Let me know what you think about this video, and thanks a lot for your time. Have an awesome life, folks. Ciao.